I use the clicker responses for several purposes. First of all, I use them for assessment. I can teach a concept and then immediately ask a question about that concept and get feedback from the entire class, or at least those people who have their clickers, and I can find out whether or not they got the concept. For example, one of my questions today, 90% of them got it right. I'm happy they understood the concept. I went to the next concept to teach. I also asked a question that only 40% of them got it right. I stopped and I retaught that concept. I taught it a different way. I talked about it a little bit differently. I gave another example, and this allows me to do that. Number two, students like feedback, and this generation of students, the millennial generation, come to expect feedback fairly immediately. This provides students immediate feedback on how they're doing, at least in terms of listening to my lectures. Number three, it does keep track of their participation and their attendance, which in a big class like this is obviously impossible to do, or very difficult. With the clickers, I know exactly who's coming based on whether or not they're here answering questions. So there's three good reasons why I use this system.
Pros, it gets kids to go to class. I'd never go to that class if we didn't have clickers. And it keeps students involved a little. You have to pay attention to the lectures to know the answers. Cons, for me, I tend to forget it. So like today I came to campus at 11, got my clicker, had to go back home before class and get it. I think that's about it though. I think they help a little bit. I mean, I pay attention a tad bit more in that class because of it, but at the end of the day, like, our test is based on the book, so like I still don't pay too much attention to lecture, but it helps a little bit. I think it's about $30, which is pretty ridiculous when you're already buying a textbook too. It should definitely be lower.
Yeah, clickers are used a lot on campus for more, I would say, like science-based courses, or like a lot of my friends that are in chemistry and math have to take them, and I don't have any intention of taking chemistry and math because I'm an English student, so I had to buy a clicker for my World Civ 2 course, which the clicker itself was $40, and then the book was like $70 for a gen ed course, and so I just decided that I'd take it next semester with the professor I wanted, who didn't require us to buy a clicker. Yeah, I probably would have considered taking the class if we were just required to buy a $40 clicker, but I think it really dissuades a lot of students from taking courses when they have to buy a $40 clicker and then like a $70 or more expensive textbook for the course.